Hey guys, Pample here. I'm on my Tekkit server at a Testificate shooting range, and here we're going to test out some of the new weapons that are available with the Tekkit modification itself. First off is the basic Minecraft bow. You all know how this works. You just pull it back with an arrow, and you shoot, and boom, it hits. Pretty straightforward. I'm sure you all know how it works. But anyways, moving on. Next up is the spear. It's a throwing weapon for Minecraft and doesn't exactly have the best range or accuracy or power for that matter. It's a pretty weak weapon, but it's reusable, as you can see, because I'm constantly picking it up and throwing it again. But like I said, it's not very powerful and it's a little awkward to use. Anyways, next up is the musket, even though I end up throwing my spear one more time. Anyway, next up is my musket, which I think is my favorite weapon in the entire Tekkit pack. It uses musket rounds, and how you use it is you load it like I did before, you pull back, and you fire! And it does a lot of damage, and it has some pretty nice range. Next up is the javelin. The javelin pulls back like the bow. It has better range than the spear, but I think it does less damage. As you can see, I'm firing at the testificate a lot easier than I was before, but it's not exactly dying. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So yeah, that's the javelin. This is the knife. The knife is good because it's a melee weapon. You know, you can stab it like this, and you can throw it. And it's actually pretty easy to make. You can actually craft it in your 2x2 crafting box here. And you can throw it by right-clicking. And it doesn't do too much damage, and it's a little awkward with its range and its aim. But it's kind of cool because they're easy to make, and it bounces all around all over the place and makes a pretty cool noise. Next up is the crossbow. It uses crossbow bolts, and I think it's a step down from the musket. So I guess this would be your starter weapon in the way of shooting weapons. You pull it back and you fire it just like the musket. And it does pretty decent damage and has a pretty good range on it. And I'd actually recommend it over the bow, because the ammo is actually easier to make. Anyways, this is the blunderbuss. It is similar to the musket, but it's more of a shotgun in the way that it fires a scatter shot all over wherever you aim. Its aim is pretty good, considering it hits multiple targets. Its damage is decent, and it makes it up for it in hitting more than one person, and as you can see, there's like buckshot over the glass, so that's a nice little detail. Anyways, this weapon is the blow dart. It fires poisonous darts, and it'll poison your opponent, obviously. It pulls back like the bow or the javelin, and it fires. Its damage isn't very good, but when you add the poison, it makes a pretty decent weapon. Once again, not the best, but it's a different change of pace. As you can see, it takes multiple shots to actually kill a testificate, although testificates do have a decent amount of health in comparison to most mods, or mobs. So yeah, and boom, that's got him. And yeah, lastly here, we have the cannon. The cannon is a very high damaging weapon, and it's also a little glitchy to use. Now you need a cannonball, and you'll need gunpowder. Now you'll put the cannonball into the cannon, it'll make some noises, and you aim, and then you press space to fire. And boom! No more testificate. But it doesn't just do damage to mobs. It'll also take out some of the ground. So anyways, as I was saying before my cannon glitched out on me and crashed my server twice, the cannon also can destroy blocks. Now what you do for that is same way of reloading it, just put a cannon in and wait, then you press space and fire, and boom, it takes out a couple of blocks for you. A pretty useful bit of detail there. I mean, it'll make it more realistic. I mean, if you want to create a real battle scene with cannons, there you go. So anyways, those are some of the ranged weapons for the Tekkit pack. I've been Pample, and thank you for watching.